I had to have a stroke in order to wake up and overcome my fears. What will it be for you? That is what I want to talk about today. Because I know that you have dreams that you've been putting on the back burner, they have been put on deferment, that you are delaying because you are being held hostage by fear. Well, I want to say that ends today. Doggone it, that ends today. So if you are being held hostage by fear, this is the video that you want to continue watching because I'm going to share with you three actionable steps that you can start taking today so that you can overcome your fear in your 50s and beyond. And if you're not in your 50s, no big deal. If you're held hostage to fear, this is the video for you. And like I said, I had to have a stroke in order to overcome my fear. I don't want that to happen to you. My stroke a year ago was a wake up call to stop procrastinating, stop doubting, stop delaying. And here's the thing, stop being held hostage by fear and start living your life and start pursuing those dreams. That four-letter F word, fear, is a big thing. It's a chain that keeps us in bondage. But today, the chains will fall off. And here's the thing I need you to understand. You're in your fifth decade. It's time for you to say yes. Or I should say, when is it time for you to say yes to making your dreams a reality? So I've got my notes. I want to jump in and I want to share with you what I've learned because it's crucial for us at this point in our lives to start facing our fears, to overcome them and control our fear instead of our fear controlling us. But how do we do that? And why is it important? I want to remember this. It's important because this is a period of time for us where we have great potential for having greater fulfillment and achievements in our lives. I know that we have been climbing the corporate ladder. We've been taking care of our families. We've been raising our children, helping our spouses. We've been doing everything for everybody else. And now it is time, doggone it, for us to start saying yes to ourselves and start pursuing that greater achievement and fulfillment that we know that we've dreamt about all these years and that we know are within our reach. It's time for us to overcome our fear and live more authentically, to start pursuing those things that, make us smile and make our heart sing and rediscovering those passions and walking in our purpose. We've experienced a life that has been fulfilled up until this point, but now we want greater fulfillment. And fear is the number one thing that can hold us back. But that stops today. I think I've said that 3 times now because I'm trying to make the point that that stops today. And so, how do we conquer our fear? Number one, we have to understand this about fear. It's natural, but it's not fallible, meaning that it's natural, but it can lead us in the wrong direction. It can hold us hostage. It can prevent us from pursuing something that's outside of our comfort zone. Because when we want to do something new, like write a book, start a business, lose weight, ask for a promotion, it's scary. And so our mind automatically tries to protect us. And so therefore we don't do the thing that we want to do because fear has now held us hostage. And while it's a natural emotion that everyone experiences, I also want you to understand that fear is a spirit that we attract. In the Bible, it talks about, I think Paul says it, that he did not give us, the Most High, did not give us a spirit of fear. So we attract these spirits by our thoughts. If we say it can't be done, I can't do it, it never happens, oh, it's too late, I'm afraid of doing this. Now we are feeding our fears, attracting the spirit of fear versus feeding our faith and walking in the power of belief. So it's important for us to understand that fear is a protective agent, but it's not always protecting us for the right reason. Think about fight or flight, right? Lives were in danger. That's something to be fearful about. But starting a new job, writing a book, starting a new business, asking for a promotion, that's not life threatening. But yet we're held hostage to that. So that ends today because we know that it's a natural response, but it's not always leading us in the right direction. And so we have to understand that fear is a natural response and it's emotion and it's feeling, and that we can control it, versus it controlling us. And we can move outside of our comfort zone. So that's number one. Number two is that we have to empower yourself by facing your fear. That is the secret to overcoming fear. And it's a lesson that I had to learn by doing the very thing that I was afraid of doing. In fact, if you're afraid of doing something, I guarantee you that that is the number one thing you're supposed to do. Instead of running away from it, you need to run towards it and lean into it. That is how you overcome your fear. In fact, I remember being afraid to go live on Instagram. And it was something that my coach kept telling me to do, kept telling me to do. And I was like, no, I can't do it. And my virtual assistant, she set it up and she was like, okay, you're going to go live on this day. And I was like, yes, we're going to go live. And then I remember holding my phone and I'm like, oh, I can't press the start button. I can't click it. And I told my virtual assistant, Judy, I said, the start button doesn't work. And she's like, do you need to upgrade Instagram? I was like, no. She was like, do you need to shut off your phone and restart it? I was like, no. She was like, well, what's wrong? I said, I'm afraid. I can't push the button. My finger won't touch the phone. That is crazy. I was afraid to go live. And here's the thing, there wasn't a good logical reason, but it held me hostage. I could not push the button. And then one day she was like, Natalie, you got to do this. I was like, okay. And I pressed the button, scared and all, and I did it. And I was like, and I didn't die. The world didn't end. Oh my goodness. I faced my fear. And then I did it again the next day. And then I did it again the next day and the next day. And before you knew it, I was now clicking start without any problem. No fear was holding me back. Why? Because I faced my fear and I did it. So the very thing that you're afraid of doing, I need you to do it. If it's about writing that book, start writing that book. Make a cover of the book with your name on it to inspire you. If it's about asking for a promotion, go to your boss, set an appointment, and ask for that doggone promotion because it is yours. If it's about taking on the challenge of losing weight, find out what program will work for you and then take the first step. Because if you don't, fear will keep you in bondage. And before you know it, you'll be 60, 70, 80, because time keeps moving on and you're held hostage, but you don't have to be. You don't have to stay stuck. Face your fears and watch the hostage, the chains just start falling off because it only keeps you in bondage because you let it. You're powerful beyond belief. And I need you to know that. Maybe you haven't been told that. Maybe you don't believe that, but I am here right now to encourage you that you are powerful beyond belief. And the only thing that's stopping you is you. Let that in today. Let that in today. Now, number three, the third thing, reframing fear as a pathway to growth. One incredible thing about fear is that it signals you that there's an opportunity for you to grow. It signals you that this is the thing that you need to do if you want to take your life beyond where you are, if you want to evolve and walk in your purpose and experience that limitless potential and the divine power within you. And so by reframing fear as an opportunity rather than an obstacle, you can turn any apprehension into an opportunity for personal growth and development and empowerment. So you have to embrace the unknown in order to overcome the fear. Embrace the unknown and look at it as a possibility that you are about to grow in ways that you could not even imagine. So here's the thing, I need you to understand that you can reinvent yourself by overcoming your fear. If it's held you hostage for years, stop it now. When I had my stroke, I knew my purpose. And I also knew that I wasn't fully walking in it, that I was held hostage to doubt that I didn't think that I could do what I thought my purpose was, that I was afraid of rejection. I was afraid of failure. I was afraid of being embarrassed that stuff wouldn't work out. And all of those emotions held me hostage. And the day I had my stroke, I remember it like it was yesterday. It's as if life is passing by and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, I didn't live my life to the fullest. I didn't pursue my dreams. I didn't step out on faith and do what I knew the Most High was calling me to do. And now I've lost my ability to speak. I've lost my ability to move one side of my body, and life is about to end as I know it. And I promised the Father, I said, Father, when you heal me, not if, when you heal me, I will use my voice to speak your truth. And that is what I'm doing. And I'm empowering you and encouraging you, take that step of faith. Do the thing that you are afraid of doing. Do not let fear continue to control you. You master it. You control it. And you reinvent yourself now so that you can thrive now and beyond. And encourage those generations that are watching you so that they don't get stuck in fear. Because I guarantee you, somebody's watching you, seeing how you live your life, seeing what you do. And if you're afraid of going after those dreams that you put on the back burner, then they're going to be afraid too. So empower somebody else by empowering you and doing the thing that makes you afraid. And here's what I know: the more you do it, the less power it can ever have on you. So I encourage you today that you start doing the thing that you're afraid of doing. Fear cannot control you, you control it. And as I end this message, I want you to put in the description box, what area of your life have you been holding, fear has been holding you hostage? And what's the one thing that you can do today so that you can overcome your fear? I want to hear from you because you are not alone on this journey. You are not the only person who's been held hostage to fear. I just poured my heart out, shared it with you because I want you to know that you don't have to be stuck in fear, that you can get unstuck, gain that momentum, become unstoppable, and overcome fear in your 50s and beyond. Oh, I'm excited. And I pray that this message blessed you. I pray that it encouraged you to start taking the first step to overcome your fear and become unstoppable. Be blessed.